Adult animation does sound like, unclothed cartoon characters, which it can be.
When we say adult animation, it's not necessarily very graphic. It deals with themes that will resonate with you as an adult.
He's got my gun!
Love, Death, and Robots is this kind of creative jam session from artists around the world.
And we kind of all push each other.
We wanted to hear some new voices, so bringing Jennifer into the mix was a big one.
He called me up and said, do you know anybody that might be interested in helping out in season 2? And I'm like, I raised my hand for that pretty quick.
Coming from her background in DreamWorks, I did not expect her to be as dark as she was.
As a supervising director, you're sort of like this umbrella over all these other directors and their studios that are making these episodes, get their personal styles and everything to an amazing level for the show. The hallmark of the show is the variety.
We really wanted to have as much of a celebration of animation as we could, so that means different techniques.
One of the films that I'm really excited for the world to see is All Through the House. It's our first stop-motion animation.
I hate fucking Christmas, but I found this little story that was like a weird version of Christmas. To take that whole thing and fuck with people was awesome. There is something special about people making puppets and handmade armatures and animating them.
There's a level of tactility you can't emulate.
There's a short called Life Hutch.
You couldn't get any further from stop motion on that one.
Mind-blowing Michael B. Jordan as the main character.
I'm gonna die here.
It mixes animation and live action.
I challenge anyone to try to figure out which ones are really him and which one's a CG version of him. That's the range of how different these episodes are. Pop Squad, the one I directed, is based on a short story written by Paolo Bacigalupi. What would happen if people could live forever? What would happen to society, to relationships, to children, to marriage, to everything if nothing ever ended? It's part Blade Runner, it's part noir. I hope that it makes people examine what gives life meaning. It's not necessarily the length of time. It's about how you experience it and what you might be able to give.
Humor is always a winner. Luckily, we have John Scalzi. Automated Customer Service, which John Scalzi wrote for this volume. He wrote alternate histories from last season. We gave it to these guys, the meat department, these French directors who do some really fucking weird shit. When you mix that raw creativity and channel it, you come up with something great. When you talk about style, it's often tied to the director. We wanted Robert Valley to come back. Robert did Zima Blue from season 1. It's very different from Zima Blue, which was this sort of philosophical exploration. It's more of Stand By Me meets giant frost whales.
Love, Death, and Robots is so important for animation because it provides freedom of stories, about narrative. Animation allows you to elaborate on the world in a way that live action couldn't do.
We want to show that animation is not just for kids. It's just a medium for storytelling.
There are thousands and thousands of great stories out there. I feel like we're just getting started.
If you like season 2, just you wait for volume 3.
It's just what I wanted.